Hi everybody, my name is Rhys. I'm one of the audiologists here at Audiology Associates.
Hello everyone, I'm Katie Watkins and I'm one of the trainees here at Audiology Associates.
We have got, I should say, really good videos for you today. Make sure you stay tuned for the last one. It is something I have never ever taken out of somebody's ear coming up in the last patient as well. But for this first patient here, this is a pediatric patient. We're seeing lots of pediatric patients at the moment with some very, very deep wax. Now this was the easier of the two to get out. But what you'll see here is that it's a little bit more solid, and with children's ear canals, they are narrower, they are smaller, and this is pretty firmly wedged into this canal here.
It is?
It's not going really easily. I've got a grip on the bottom. I'm just trying to kind of wiggle it back and forth just to loosen it.
Yeah.
I was hoping I could bring it, because sometimes if you hold the suction tube on the wax, it'll just build the pressure just to hold onto it a little bit tighter, and then you can kind of maneuver it down the canal. But I'm trying.
Yeah, again, it's just on the size of the canal.
It is, exactly. And they vary in size.
Yeah. It's one of the biggest enemies.
With this, yeah, with pediatric ones, it's really kind of stuck. I can't see a really clear view of the top of the wax there. You can see I'm dropping a little bit further back just because I want to get enough room to get the angle with the suction tube in there without it. Have you had the term chopstick in?
When you cross over the tools like that.
Yeah, so we don't want that, because sometimes you can put a bit of pressure on it. You've actually hit the side of the endoscope and it'll just click over, and that hits the patient's ear canal then, so it'd be quite uncomfortable.
Yeah, even I suppose if the patient's been using oil as well, if a bit of oil gets on top of that, it's going to make it even more chance of doing that, isn't it?
Yeah, most definitely. So you can see I'm just moving the front end of this wax. But even just by moving the front end, it's just literally moving that very front section. So this is the Rye curette in here now. I'm just trying to clip an edge just to draw it down a little bit more. There we go.
It's like a face-sized plug.
Yeah, it is. It was surprising. I thought it was going to be quite a flat piece. But yeah, and it's rock solid as well. You can see I'm trying to get the curette in there, but it just won't penetrate into the wax. It's really, really dry.
Oh God.
Yeah, I know, I wasn't expecting that.
I didn't expect to see that.
I thought the whole thing had come out, but yeah, when I look back in, it was just, we've got this hard section further down, and you can see just how far back, and this is why when I was sort of wiggling the front end, the whole plug wasn't coming out, because it's so firmly wedged in much, much deeper.
Was this the first time this child have had it done? Yeah.
Yeah. They've been to the GP, and this is the same story for a lot of pediatric patients and some adult ones as well. They've been to the GP, they've established this wax in there. Unfortunately for the GPs in this area, I can't speak for everyone, but in this area, they don't have the facility to take wax out. No. So the only option our GP's got then is to prescribe softening drops. Which work really, really well if the wax is to the outer section, but deeper sections.
I was going to say, again, that deep and that much blockage then it's not going to get to any of it really, is it?
But look how deep that one is. I mean, we had a particularly deep pediatric one last Wednesday, Thursday I think, or Friday. So you've got, but this is deep as well. Not quite as impacted as the one from last week. So if you do get a chance to go back and you want to see a really impacted wax removal, go back and check out Friday's video last week. That was a really, really deep pediatric patient, a really difficult one to do as well. So I've cleared the canal. I can just see the leading edge of a little bit that's deeper in, so I'm just going to grab that. But patient hearing much, much better now. I
can imagine, quite instantly as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. As soon as we moved that initial kind of plug, they were hearing better, but then they did say, oh, I'm still struggling a little bit, but I'm not surprised when you could see how much was still sitting behind
No, that's crazy.
So we're just going to go in for this last bit now. We're just going to clip that little bit of skin off there. There we go. And then we're just going to go into this last section.
Oh yeah, just on the bottom right corner there.
You got it. So I'm going to the fine end. Now the difficulty is that plug is actually smaller than the end of the fine end. So sometimes you won't get fantastic grip to start with. And you can see I'm just trying to hover to grab it without touching the canal wall. But there we go. Eardrum looking nice and healthy. And this is where most. You've got 3, I'll do inches, go on. Inch and a quarter.
3 centimetres.
There you go. I forget I keep all your inches. So this is a lovely gent. He comes through regularly. You can see the eardrum beyond here.
Yeah.
But this chap, basically what he has is a lot of sticky wax right at the entrance to the canal. So that's what I'm just removing here. It's only a short one, this one.
So it's very close to the opening of the ear, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's sitting literally right in front of the right at the entrance to the canal there. And when I pull this, it's always the same. It's always this kind of thick skin and wax mixture you can see. Just pulling down. Now that's the skin part there. So it's starting to unravel now, which always makes it a little bit harder to get in.
Yeah.
Relatively narrow entrance to the canal there as well.
Does that see a bit of red then, or does that see red then? Is that wax or that?
Yeah, it can be. So the wax can almost go like a conker colour.
Oh, okay.
If the light catches it the right way, it gives this kind of red appearance to it.
Okay, so I just didn't know if it was blood or something then.
No, it was all just a little bit of wax. And there we go. We got that. You can see the remainder of this plug coming out.
Oh my god.
A good size piece, but eardrum looking good. And there you go. So it's 2 cent. Oh no, just over half an inch.
2 centimeters. Leave the easy bit for me.
I used to do the inches. But so we've actually got 2 foreign bodies in this particular compilation today. The first one this was actually Claire's patient. It threw her a little bit because she was like, I don't know what it is, and she showed me the video. I was like, I said, it's not a dome, and the patient was like, no, definitely not a hearing aid dome. I thought, well, it could be a silicone ear plug maybe. But when I started taking some of the wax off the surface of this, I could tell it was rubbery, so I knew it was either silicone or something. But I noticed that we've got a tiny little hole in it, and that would indicate to me this is definitely a dome. So this is actually a vented dome, so they get on lots of receiver in the canal hearing aids. But difficult to remove because they're normally pretty easy. But this is actually turned to 180 degrees. So what you're seeing here is the front. So this is the bit that would normally be facing the other way. So you've got a very rounded section at the front, making it a little bit more difficult to remove. So
it was hard to spot, wasn't it? Because, well, from my point of view, from when I seen it, because he had that shiny coating of wax on the top, that kind of just threw you off then. Definitely saying it was a dome. Yeah,
camouflage. And it didn't, the gent was showing me the domes on his hearing aid, and it didn't look that colour either. It was a very kind of, this is quite a grey dome. The other one he had was almost like a very dark, almost black in colour dome. So whether it was a very old dome, we don't quite know.
No.
They had been to a high street chain in the UK here first, because that's where they got the hearing aids from, and they said, look, there's something in there, we don't know what it is, and they recommended they come to see us so we could take a look and get that out. But yeah, looking much, much healthier beyond that. The next one, I've probably put it in the title of the video, but just in case I haven't put it in the title of the video, I want you to try and guess what you think this is. I actually shared it with, I've got a group with the other guys you see on YouTube, and I dropped in that group and asked them, don't they know what it was? And in fairness, Nurse Richard came back like that, and he could work out what it was pretty quickly. It threw me when I first saw it as to what it was. To
be honest, if he didn't say what it was, and by the look of the patient, I probably wouldn't have known straight away.
No, but it's a good one. It's only a short one, but it is good. I'll explain a lot more at the end of it as well. So this is what we saw. So we looked in, well, actually Katie looked in, because Katie was doing the otoscopy on this one, and we've just got this dark piece in here, but look how far that is wedged in. Look at the redness underneath it, and that kind of almost liquid, it looks almost like a liquid discharge around the outside edge. And that's, I'll explain a little bit more. I'll let you watch this bit, and if you want the history to this patient, stay to the end. I'll give you the history of how long this has actually been in the ear canal. It shocked me, and it'll probably shock you guys as well. So what I've got to do here is try and move it off the canal, because at the moment it's wedged deep in, and the back end of it, so the end you can see at the front here, that's pressed right against the side of the canal wall.
I couldn't believe it when I seen it.
Yeah.
Could not believe it.
Mental. I couldn't, it was really, really bizarre. You can see I'm pushing, there's a little bit of inflammation in here, which is quite common when you've got foreign bodies in. You can get this kind of chronic inflammation, ear infection.
Yeah, I was going to say, could he have had like reoccurring infections in there? Because he was obviously been struggling for, well, I won't say for how long, but yeah, that can't be good.
Well, you can see how much moisture's in here, because that's how humid that canal is. But I've just got the force out. I'm trying to grip the edge of this. I don't want to push against it too much, because I know it's deep, and I don't know where the back end of it is, so how long this piece actually is of whatever. But look at this coming out. Look at that. Look how long that was.
Still doesn't look like what it actually is,
No,
mind.
it still doesn't. It's bizarre. Should we promote the misery?
Go on then.
Yeah, okay. So basically, this patient had been using the arm of his glasses to scratch and clear the inside of the ear canal, and it had actually broken the arm of the glasses off in the canal. How long ago?
1 whole year ago.
1 whole year. That's been sitting there, not in a year that's been sitting in somebody's ear canal. So yeah, look at that. I mean, we're talking the average adult ear canal is about 2.5, 2.7. So it was over half the ear canal depth, you know, and it was right in there.
But yeah. he wasn't having many problems with it. It's just recently, it's just like started irritating.
But you know, and this has been in here for 12 months. You know, this is not a recent thing, but it's only the last month this has been causing problems. But lovely guy, really, really nice chap. But my goodness me.
You did get advice not to do that again.
Yeah, please don't do that again. I know, buy just really chunky glasses. You can't But yeah, that's one I have that's a first for me. I've never taken anything like that out of somebody's ears before. I've taken some strange and weird and wonderful things out, but definitely not that. And not after that length of time as well. Crazy. Well guys, thank you very much for watching our video today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did voicing it over. If you do enjoy the videos, you can always like, heart, share, follow and subscribe. If you thoroughly enjoy the videos, you can also consider becoming members of the channel. That way then you get to see even more videos every single week. But until next time guys, as always, take care of yourselves.
Take care of your ears.
And take care of one another. And fingers crossed, me and Katie will come and see you again soon. Bye everybody.
Bye guys.